Mr. Stark, Mr. Stark, set.
Okay, new plan. Y'all take Aerith. Good luck.
Far From Home was trash. I'm sorry. Far From Home was a garbage movie.
I don't want you to push yourself.
Far From Home was like it to me. It had good moments, but I don't even have that movie because it's hard to watch. Like I don't like.
Are you okay? Maybe.
I do not enjoy Tom Holland as Peter Parker. The only time I like him is when he's Spider-Man, but him as Peter Parker is trash. The first Spider-Man trilogy, perfect. Perfect Peter Parker. The Peter Parker is really what makes me enjoy Spider-Man. It's not even when he's in the suit. You know what I'm saying? It's like literally like when I watched the Sam Raimi trilogy, I watched that to get like a dose of like real life shit, especially like, you know, when you live a full adult lifestyle, you got a lot of different shit going on. Like I relate to Tobey Maguire's character's struggle, right? Tom Holland, I don't relate to his character not one bit. Like I don't relate to this nigga at all. He's just trash. He's just trash. If it wasn't for the MCU to back up his character, he couldn't do it by himself. See, and this is how much he sucks. You can't take Tom Holland and put him in the Sam Raimi trilogy and it would be the same way. It wouldn't.
Take my mom away.
It wouldn't.
I remember.
Because he's like a little kid, but they take that like elementary school feel about him and then they times that by 100. So every time he does do, you know, like the crossover films, like Avengers films and Civil War, he's the little nigga of the bunch. Like he's a straight little nigga. Like and mind you, Spider-Man is not a little nigga at all. When you put Spider-Man, like I don't know if you used to watch the cartoons, but like the official cartoon, I'm not talking about the bullshit ones. When you take Spider-Man and you put him in the same room as Captain America, Iron Man, and Hulk and all these guys, he holds his own. And in fact, Tony Stark not the leader. Spider-Man's supposed to be the leader. But because of the way that they have him set up in this version of Spider-Man, he's like a little boy. A little boy that he just sits there and cries like, yo, he gave away the Edith glasses, like, yo, come on, like to a person that he didn't even know from a grain of salt. I'm talking about he knew Mysterio for like 2 days. He knew Quentin Beck for literally 2 days straight.
We don't know.
And then he gave away the glasses just because he wanted to be a kid. Like the real Peter Parker would never do that, bro.
A descendant.
Facts.
But
Tobey Maguire was perfect Peter Parker, like from top to bottom. I don't have one thing to say about that. My only criticism is that I wish he spent more time in the black suit. I felt like he was he was more so black suit Peter Parker. He wasn't really black suit Spider-Man. You really only had like one fight, like really one good fight with the black suit on, and that was about it. That's my problem with Tom Holland. He's just a little ass boy.
Yeah, well.
Because I'd be damned if I'm Spider-Man, I got Spider-Man powers, and like I've saved the day countless different times, and I can handle my own, and then I get in a room with the Avengers, and I just let them handle everything, and I just act like a little ass boy. Like that's why I like in the MCU, Spider-Man has always been my favorite superhero, like just my whole entire life. But I like Black Panther way more than I like the way that Black Panther was supposed to be how Spider-Man was. That's exactly how Spider-Man was supposed to be. Like he's on the same level as Tony Stark and Captain America. Well, this nigga's not mature. Tom Holland is not mature at all. At all. He's a little ass boy. And where is that shit? Where is it?
You can lead.
The last time I watched Far From Home, I skipped it. I skipped it. I pretty much went straight to the end.
Try to take it anyway,
when shit hit the fan.
Greedy bastards will never stop.
Mr. Stark! Mr. Stark, set
Okay, new plan. Y'all take Aerith. Oh, great. These assholes are
here, yo. Tom Holland is trash.
Those who attempt to alter destiny's course and ensure they do not.
This nigga acts like a little ass boy, and then to make it worse, they dead ass got Zendaya as his girl. Like, that's why I was like, man, if you're gonna get Zendaya to be Mary Jane, then you gotta get a black Spider-Man. Like, get me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be Spider-Man in a separate universe.
For a bleak future.
You know, he's like, like he's just whack. He has no swag, no nothing. And then even Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, like they're not supposed to be cool. but they had swag. Like they had like that innocent boy next door kind of feel about them. This nigga is like, oh,
Just a
hey,
damn
MJ,
How in the
Mr.
hell
Stark.
can you
Bro.
spouting that
All he
cryptic
does,
stuff? Which
all he
could all
really does
be
is say
bullshit.
Mr. Stark
I mean, ain't you a
250
Cinderella
times, and then
rapper,
that's his whole
dog?
entire role, acting like a little ass boy.
Right.
That's why they put Iron Man in Homecoming, because he couldn't handle his own
Earth
movie.
reached out to me.
So
I
literally,
found
he
this
had to,
knowledge of
and
the
literally in
whispers.
that whole entire movie, he babied him the whole entire time. This is my thing. Robert Downey Jr. was born to play Iron Man. Like, you could just tell. There is no way in hell they can ever reboot Iron Man, because that man was born to be Tony Stark. Like, that was his career-defining role. It doesn't matter if he ever does a movie again, because he literally carried a whole entire franchise or an MCU cinematic universe on his back. That is a fact. Chris Evans was born to play Captain America. You can't, like, there's certain roles you can't do after certain people did it. Like, straight up. You know, Mark Ruffalo, yeah, like, Incredible Hulk, he was born to play that shit, because now you're never going to see somebody else in those shoes the same way ever again. Chadwick Boseman was born to fucking be T'Challa. Like, and it sucks that, like, you will never get to see another Black Panther with him again. And in fact, they don't need to have black women or perceive black women to be his fucking love interest. Get a white girl for that shit. This nigga don't, see, he don't act like Peter Parker. He act like Peter Pan, bro. He act like a little ass Peter Pan that never want to grow up. Never want to grow up.
Bigger threat.
Like, he literally just want people to just clean up his mess. Clean
Clean
up his mess. Because guess what? Nick Fury cleaned up his mess in Far From Home. So what's gonna happen in No Way Home? Doctor Strange is gonna clean up his mess. He always has a big brother in all his movies. In all his movies. So it's like, yeah, the bully is there, and then he's got his big brother there. So yeah, he's gonna sit there and talk shit, but his big brother is there. Because even if, let's say, Mysterio beat Peter Pan, right? Even if Mysterio beat Peter Parker, Mysterio could not beat the Avengers, because the Avengers were there. And in fact, Mysterio was shook about the Avengers. He was like, yo, I don't want to deal with them. Same thing with Vulture. He was like, all right, I could deal with Spider-Man, but I know I can't take the Avengers by myself. He can't do that. So he literally always has somebody there to clean up his mess. Happy was there to clean up his mess. When did Peter Parker ever, when did Tobey Maguire ever have help in any of his movies? Tobey Maguire never had help. He had to solve everything himself. He did everything by himself. Andrew Garfield, pretty much same thing. Like, after a while, because I've had time to think about his roles and his time as Spider-Man. Like, I've had plenty of time to think about this shit, and I don't like him. And then Zendaya being his girl in the movies just makes it worse, because she shouldn't be his girl. I'm sorry. Even in the first one, they got Laura Harrier, like these good-looking, light-skinned black girls to be his girl. Like, Spider-Man is an alpha. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put him in the room, he's gonna take charge. It's like if I don't know if you used to watch that cartoon where Spider-Man would cross paths with the X-Men, you know, the Punisher, Daredevil, all these different guys. He would hold his own. And in fact, it was when he met with Madam Web, and basically they were testing him. So what they did was they got like all the worst villains, and then Madam Web was like, all right, cool, pick the heroes that you're gonna use, that you're gonna need to help you. Then I remember he picked Iron Man, he picked Captain America, he picked this person, he picked Storm, blah 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 blah, right? He was the leader. He was the leader out of all of them. He was the leader out of all of them. Out of all the heroes, Spider-Man was the leader. So this is what I'm saying. In the MCU, they're trying to set him up to be like the next Tony Stark, but he doesn't even have the look, the personality to fit those shoes. Like, at least when you saw the Harry Potter movies, at least Daniel Radcliffe, he actually grew up. So by the time you had Goblet of Fire, he had that the heroic persona. Like, he looked like, you know what I'm saying, he was gonna go on to be like the best wizard and shit. This nigga Tom Holland still looks like a little ass boy, and the gym is not going to change that. Because in his face, he looks like a little kid.
Hey guys,
They need to get somebody that looks like the Peter Parker from the Marvel Spider-Man video game. That's what they needed to do. And then what happened? They changed his face to look like Tom Holland. Or Civil War came out in 2016. It's been 5 years. He looks exactly the same.
No need to panic.
And then you have a Mary Jane that's taller than you?
See?
Get the In my opinion, Spider-Man is supposed to be at least 6'2" minimum. 6'2" minimum.
Find a way to the roof. An avalanche chopper will
Or at least have a lanky frame.
Bailing us out.
You know what I'm saying? Spider-Man is not 5'8" like Tom Holland is in real life. How they made the movie. Tom Holland is short, bro. That nigga is short. 6'4". You know what I'm saying? I could Spider-Man, get me in shape.
Thanks, Wedge.
You see what I'm saying? And I go to the gym already.
to the roof, okay?
Cause right, and you know Spider-Man, like in all the cartoons, he's depicted as tall and lanky. And even if he's not appearing lanky, that's because they have that iteration of him to be muscular. You know what I'm saying? To kind of compensate for that. But even then, Spider-Man's not supposed to be super jacked and muscular. And Tobey Maguire was taller than Kirsten Dunst. He was taller than his Mary Jane. You're gonna get a tall black girl who is literally 5'9", almost 5'10", and then you put her next to a freaking who's in my party? Wow. Hold up. Wait a minute. Respect him as an actor for being able to make it to that point, because to become Spider-Man, that shit is not easy. I know that shit is not easy, and you know I haven't even really scratched like the surface yet of what those conversations are actually like. So I respect that, but as a fan, nah, I don't like him.
Anyway, we gotta get to the roof, right?